On Overdrive today, we bring you India's first geared electric motorcycle, drive to the new international Navi Mumbai airport via Atal Setu bridge and Vashi to find out which one's fastest in peak rush hour, and we let you feast your eyes on the very first all-electric Rolls-Royce. Hello and welcome to Overdrive. I am Soinita. The Matter Aera 5000 Plus will revolutionize the way you look at electric motorcycles. It's India's very first geared motorcycle, and Chris will tell you all about it.
Modern day scooters and motorcycles, very different types of two-wheeler mobility solutions, right? Because on one hand you have, well, the automatic scooters that are spacious, convenient, and on the other hand you have motorcycles which are, well, more engaging to ride because of their dynamics and of course not as spacious and as convenient. But now when you add electric mobility to the mixture, well, things are very different on that hand. Now this motorcycle that we have out here today plans to change the game altogether with that reference, because this is the Matter Aera. This is the 5000 Plus. It is an electric motorcycle, but it has a 4-speed gearbox.
The Aera definitely looks the part of a modern day electric motorcycle. Now head to toe, it's got the proportions of a proper 150 to 200 ICE bike with very little visual improvisations. It's got smart looking alloy wheels with disc brakes at both ends, a simple and decent suspension setup, neat lighting at the front and rear, and a pretty tidy and comfy step seat. The best part is the brake and clutch levers are exactly where you'd find them on any conventional ICE bike, just like the radiator. In terms of features, the Aera 5000 gets a 7-inch touch-compatible display with optional Bluetooth connectivity, and it's one of the best screens that we've come across by far when it comes to resolution and responsiveness. You have features like 3 drive modes, park assist feature, a proper map for navigation, and a whole bunch of vehicle data and settings for you to sift through. It's cool that you can easily navigate the touchscreen even with your riding gloves on. You also get keyless operation, OTA updates, progressive blinkers, and welcome lights. And you also get a 9-axis IMU, which gives you lean sensitive data along with other vehicle telemetry. Overall, the bike feels quite well put together, which is great to see considering that the Ahmedabad startup's taken just about 5 years to come up with the bikes from scratch.
The Aera, very striking in terms of design, but there are a couple of issues that do need addressal. For instance, the wells, not all that neat on this motorcycle, could have been done a little better in my opinion. The wiring also could have been tucked away a little better, and of course there are some flimsy plastic bits on here as well. Hopefully Matter addresses these issues.
Now the Matter Aera gets a fixed 5 kWh liquid cooled battery pack that's paired with an electric motor that generates 10 kW of max power.
Now yes, the Aera is obviously a very unique offering as far as electric motorcycles go out here in India, because firstly it has a liquid cool system for the battery pack and the entire electrical management system. But more importantly, it has a 4-speed gearbox. Now what is the 4-speed gearbox even doing on an electric motorcycle like this one? Well, in essence, it does what it usually does on any conventional motorcycle in the first place, because it's all about torque distribution at the end of the day. So the lower you are in the gearbox, well, the more torque is distributed or sent to the rear wheel, and the higher up you go in the cogs, well, the more distributed it gets and the less stressed your engine is, or in this case the electric motor.
You have 3 ride modes, Eco, City and Sport, which alter the way the bike responds to throttle in. In Sport, the bike feels active and very lively. Now I managed to hit a top speed of an indicated 102 km/h in 4th, with the motor sounding at peace and not stressed at all without any high-pitched whine emanating from it. The best part is that you can start off from a halt in any gear depending on the urgency, and you only have to employ the clutch to change gears and not when you come to a halt. Acceleration feels quickest off the line in 1st gear in Sport drive mode and the most relaxed in 4th gear in Eco. The motor in tandem with the gearbox feels very engaging to employ on the go, and I'll go as far as to say that although it did feel slow, well, this is the first electric two-wheeler that didn't feel absolutely boring to ride in Eco drive mode. The motor spins to around 3000 RPM in Eco, and your speed is limited to around 60 kmph, but the gearbox, well, it keeps things lively. In all 3 ride modes, there was very little, let's call it engine braking, and the bike continues to coast quite freely up until you hit the brakes. And with the forward biased weight on the motorcycle, well, you'll have to hit the brakes quite hard. It's a good thing that there's single channel ABS on there then, but the system does need a bit of fine tuning, as although it functioned well on flat, well paved surfaces, well, I found it to lock up quite easily over some sand and gravel. So there's still some work to be done on that one. The ride and handling dynamics of this bike feel very neutral with a comfortable, fairly upright rider triangle. Even tall riders will easily manage to ride this bike on a daily basis in the city using up a complete charge very comfortably. The Aera feels well balanced at low speed, and things weigh up nicely once you pick up the pace as well. Overall, acceleration feels very respectable, with the Ahmedabad-based manufacturer claiming a 0 to 100 km/h sprint time of under 6 seconds, which feels about right. The state of charge readout felt quite right as well, until I was returning back on the home stretch that same ride day. I had ignored a couple of low battery warnings till I reached around 10% state of charge with a range readout of about 8 kilometers, and that's when the numbers randomly just jumped down to 0, meaning that she had died, leaving me around 2 kilometers shy of the finish line. Now, Matter say that this was ideally not meant to happen, so clearly there's some more work to be done on this front before the first lot of bikes roll off the line later on this second quarter this year.
Now, has the Aera managed to bridge the gap between, well, in terms of functionality, between the conventional ICE motorcycle and the modern day electric motorcycle? Well, in some way it has, but overall not really. But what it has done is definitely take a big step towards achieving that goal overall. Well, for the price of ballpark figure an Ather 450S or X, you do get a geared motorcycle that is or comprises a good amount of tech and features as well.
Well, it's an out-and-out electric show this week, so we will be driving 2 electric cars to the upcoming Navi Mumbai International Airport. One route will be from the new Atal Setu bridge, and the other car will take the Vashi toll route, just to find out which one is faster and more convenient. The findings will astound you. Stay with us, you're watching Overdrive. Welcome back, here with us on Overdrive. Now, Mumbai City is spreading its wings of connectivity, and we decided to conduct an interesting experiment. We decided to drive to the new Navi Mumbai International Airport via the Atal Setu bridge as well as the Vashi toll route in peak rush hour, morning as well as evening. Check that story out. Hey Kenneth, where are you off to?
Hey, Soini, how's it going? I'm heading to Navi Mumbai to check out how long it will take me to get to the new DB Patil International Airport. Just to see how long it will be before it opens up in 2025.
What are you saying? My colleagues are just as curious to check out exactly that. And are you taking the new Atal Bihari Vajpayee Shivri Nava Sheva Atal Setu bridge?
No, absolutely not. I'm taking the good old Vashi route. I will save money just to have a good cup of coffee when I get there.
What are you saying? In Mumbai, time means money, and I don't understand where you're talking about saving money to have a cup of coffee. Are you sure you don't want to take the new bridge?
Absolutely not. But do you want to see who gets there first? I'll probably reach there before you finish saying the name of that bridge once again.
Oh my God, that is so unfair. Let's go.
Is that what you're taking?
Yeah, absolutely. This is my long-term car.
Interesting. I'll see you there. So Google Maps is forcefully making me use the Trans Harbour Link, and I don't want to use it. So since I'm using the Vashi route, I have input my location to the Vashi toll, and it's currently showing me 44 minutes. So let's see how it goes.
I'm still wondering why Kenneth was surprised at my vehicle choice. The Comet is a perfect compact urban commute, especially in traffic. Google Maps tells me I should reach my destination in 55 minutes. I'm sure Kenneth will face much more traffic on the way.
So en route to DB Patil International Airport, and as you can see, it's packed. Everyone's trying to get to office or trying to get to college or trying to get somewhere or the other. But $250 just to get from Mumbai to Navi Mumbai, possibly a little faster. Sounds a little steep, doesn't it?
Oh my God, I am finally so excited. We are at the entrance of the Atal Setu bridge. We've left behind all that traffic, construction work. Really excited to start this journey. It's amazing to imagine the construction has taken place just over 2.5 years. And it's not just a straight, boring bridge. It has some interesting elevations, some interesting turns. I quite like it. This is an orthopedic steel bridge built using steel superstructure by very advanced Japanese technology that weighs around 2,200 metric tons, used for the very first time in India. Authorities say the weight of the steel used to build this bridge is roughly around the weight of 500 Boeing planes. Meanwhile, Kenneth was still defending his route.
Another reason why I prefer this older route is because of this new flyover that came up in Mankud somewhere in the middle of pandemic, and it's made life so much more easier. It gets you up and over Mankud in no time, as heavy vehicles have no other option but to go from under the flyover.
This is at 75 kilometers per hour. It's quite windy. So apparently this bridge has been constructed to withstand wind speed of 150 kilometers per hour. And I guess it would get pretty windy during the monsoon season. So you would have to drive very carefully if you're driving small hatchbacks. You get a sense of how far you can push your vehicle within the stipulated speed limit, of course. 25 minutes later, while I was exiting the Ulve interchange, with just 10 more minutes to reach my destination, Kenneth had just crossed the Vashi toll with 14.7 kilometers to go.
It showed me just about 20 minutes to the airport once I crossed the Vashi toll plaza, and the roads, while not empty, was still pretty fast moving. So I did expect to reach in exactly 20 minutes, but I definitely did not expect to reach before Sohini.
Oh God, Kenneth, you have taken forever to reach the international airport. Your flight has taken off.
Yeah, I had to go through a lot of traffic, and moreover there was construction work, so all the traffic ending up in a bottleneck. So yeah, I think it's fair to say that you win and I accept defeat.
I'm not really sure that saving that $250 for coffee makes sense, because in Mumbai, like I said before, time definitely means money, and then with just $250 you're going to save up on a lot of time, especially when the Mumbai-Pune expressway opens up. That particular route is going to make a whole lot of difference on the Atal Setu.
Yeah, I completely agree with you.
So what route are you taking back?
I guess I'm going to take the original route.
Yeah, because you're going to...
back to the suburbs.
You're going back to the suburbs. Now, I want to go back to the suburbs as well. So I think it's only fair we give people an idea of how far Atal Setu's, like the Sivri exit is from the suburbs, right?
True.
All right.
Let's go.
Time taken to Bandra West with barely any traffic in the afternoon was around 1 hour 40 minutes. I shudder to think what it would be like during peak rush hour. Let's find out, shall we? Kenneth, looks like you're done for the day.
Yeah, completely done.
So I have another task for you.
Oh my God.
See, I was really curious about the drive that we did the other day. I'm thinking, why don't we do it right now in the evening, just to see, how long it would take to get our post-work flight done.
It's a Monday evening. Traffic will be jammed. You seriously
go.
want to do it?
Yeah, I definitely do. Let's go.
Go, let's go.
No way. This is what you're driving now.
Yeah, MG was nice enough to loan me one, and I just curious to know about the range. So let's do it.
Right.
We've just left from our starting point, and my Google Maps shows me about an hour and 35 minutes to DB Patil International Airport. But keeping in mind that it's rush hour traffic, it's evening time in Bombay, I think it would take me a little more. Getting out of Worli in the evening is even more difficult than it is in the morning. This time around though, everyone's desperate to get back home from the long day they've had. I encountered traffic at the exact same spots I did in the morning, just that this time around it was slightly more congested.
With Mumbai city upgrading, you must factor in detours in case roads are dug up, like I encountered at one stretch before the Eastern Freeway, which took 10 minutes to clear. But once past it, I made it to the Sivri link of the Atal Setu bridge in 50 minutes, and then just sunk into the lovely twilight drive.
Well, driving on this Atal Setu bridge at night is a completely different ball game. I love the fact that it has been lit up with the tri-colored lights. You just feel proud driving on India's longest bridge. And now I'm going to be exiting Ulve, which is According to my map, 16 kilometers away from the international airport. I should reach my destination in another 21 minutes, that is 7:15 p.m.
With my destination just 20 minutes away, I couldn't help but feel sorry for Kenneth having to brave the Vashi toll route in the evening.
So I've just crossed the Vashi toll and that took me about an hour and 20 minutes. You can see the sun is already set, it's slightly dark. But yeah, now I'm en route to DB Patil International Airport and it says I should take another 20 to 22 minutes and seems like the roads are open, so maybe that's accurate. So yep, I'll see you all there. So I've just reached the international airport in New Bombay and I think I can see Sohini right ahead. So let's see how long she took.
Kenneth, it's like history repeating itself. You're late once again.
Yeah, I guess my journey was a lot more difficult this time. I encountered hectic traffic. You know, everyone's getting out of Mumbai and going home after work. So worse than I thought it would be.
It's taken you 20 more minutes to get here.
Okay,
And
true.
if I were to compare my morning and evening journey, basically 10 more minutes extra, which is not too bad considering evening rush hour was expected. I had certain diversions.
That's fair.
Yeah, construction
Yeah.
and all, you have to expect these kind of diversions. For now, what do you think we should do? What route should we take back?
I'm taking your bridge.
Let's go. So what's your take? Would you want to save money or time based on the time difference we just told you? Let us know in our comment section on our YouTube channel. We'll be back very shortly to tell you all about the very first all-electric Rolls-Royce. Stay with us, you're watching Overdrive. Welcome back, here with us on Overdrive. Now, British luxury car maker Rolls-Royce has brought down their very first all-electric Spectre to India. Yes, you heard that right, it's an all-electric Rolls-Royce. Kenneth will tell you all about it.
Say you've made it big in life, bigger than everyone else. And now you've had a paradigm shift. You want an EV that is luxurious and exclusive at the same time. Well, look no further, as nothing screams luxury and exclusivity louder than the spirit of ecstasy. This is the Rolls-Royce Spectre, the brand's first ever electric vehicle. The Spectre is slightly more curvaceous when compared to the Phantom, which has slightly more sharper edges. And while these 23-inch wheels do capture a lot of attention, my personal favorite bit is this stripe that is hand-painted that runs almost the whole length of the car. The rear of the car is simple, yet so beautiful in its own way. The sloping roofline makes it look like it can just cut through wind, and these rear muscular haunches gives the car a robust looking stance. And not to forget these beautiful tail lights. They're simple, yet so perfect.
Rolls-Royce claims that the Spectre is not an electrified replacement of the Wraith, but it will rather replace the Phantom Coupe that we saw many years ago. It is built on Royce's all-aluminium space frame architecture that also underpins the current Phantom, Cullinan and the Ghost. But the platform was developed keeping the Spectre in mind. Nevertheless, this nearly 3-ton land yacht has a 102 kWh battery pack that has a claimed range of 530 km on the WLTP cycle. Power is put down through 2 electric motors on either axle for a combined output of 585 PS and a whopping 900 Nm of torque.
So all that power translates to the Rolls-Royce Spectre doing 0 to 100 km/h in just 4.5 seconds. And while you're busy doing that, you're cocooned in this leather draped interior. Everything you touch and feel feels really expensive. Even the carpet that you rest your feet on feels like something I would rest my head on after a long day.
Just like the exterior, even the interior has no limits when it comes to customization. Of course, it has a starry liner on the ceiling, but for the very first time, Rolls have now incorporated that in the doors as well. Even the dashboard panel on the passenger side is illuminated with the Spectre nameplate. The Spectre is also equipped with a new software platform called the Spirit, which not only helps control all the functions of the vehicle, but also permits the owner to interact with the vehicle remotely and receive live information.
Let me quickly show you what it's like to get in the back seats of the Rolls-Royce Spectre. Yes, it is a two-door, it is a coupe, but it is not really that difficult to get into the back seats. The seat goes ahead automatically and headroom is not that tight. I'm 6 feet, still got quite a bit of room here, and it's quite a nice place, to be honest.
On that note, we've run out of time on this week's edition of Overdrive, but remember, you can stay in touch with the team through our various social media platforms. You can also write to us on our YouTube channel and let us know what you think of our various videos. We'll see you next week. Until then, drive and ride safe.